Sanders supporters, and I am a Bernie Sanders supporter myself, are going to write in his name, in this election. And I'm wondering what your thoughts are about that. Will that count? Will they throw that out?
There's a rule.
Could you say what
There's
that
a
rule is?
rule. There's a rule in the Secretary of the Election Code that the only write-in candidates who will be counted are those that are on the list of official write-in candidates for that election. And I don't think Bernie put his name in for probably, political reasons, and Bernie's people didn't know to organize to get his name on the ballot. But that's a rule. I found out in the primary. You can't write, you can write in any name you want, but if it's not on the list, and I as a poll worker had to have the list on the table going, you want to write in? Here are the people that you can write in. Otherwise, it's going to be thrown out.
Yeah.
It's a rule.
And some states have sore loser laws, so even if he had wanted to put his name in, he wouldn't have been allowed to be an official write-in. Ohio has a sore loser law.
But I think there's 10 states that allow it just to be wide open. Isn't that true?
I don't know.
Okay.
There are some states that will count any write-in.
Mickey.
Okay, so I just have one other question. If something should happen to one of the front runners, or even both of them, that they step down, what would the process look like at that point, the ballots? Because I think they're already prepared and ready for action. So if, even Trump last night, there was something about he's going to have to step down. And then, of course, Hillary. If Hillary stepped down for some reason at the last minute, would Bernie step forward, or they would appoint somebody that they want?
But I think it'll depend on the state. In my state of Ohio, what would happen is the ballot committee, the names, usually there's the name of 5 people that came forward. It would be up to that ballot committee. And I believe they would probably name the vice presidential candidate. In the Green Party, they were nominated by convention. It would be up to the state central committee. I can't speak to other states.
Well, the other complicating factor to think about in terms of presidential elections is you're not actually casting a vote for that president. You're casting a vote for a slate of electors. And those electors have different degrees of how much they are bound or unbound depending upon state law, and so they could decide it was within their process or their party's process to substitute somebody who had been put forth by the party. The litigation on this would make, Bush v. Gore look like a no-brainer, tame situation. So I think it would be a huge mess, but it's particularly complicated by the fact that it's the Electoral College electors that we are voting for.
And if by any chance a third-party candidate got enough votes to prevent either of the major party candidates from getting a majority, it goes to the House of Representatives, which would mean Trump would be the president. I think that's almost certain. And then finally,
More Bernie-crats in. Hopefully, come November,
the House of Representatives is controlled by the Republicans. They're not going to vote for Bernie.
That's right now. But it's the new House that's in November.
It would be decided before the new House is seated.
Yeah.
It would be Trump. And I also wanted to say the film festival is the United Nations Association Film Festival, just to cheer you up a bit.
Recall that the vote would be by state. Yes.
Okay, just a couple of quick comments. One was about the observers and the use of taking notes. I know that was a problem with many counties in California, and I agree as an attorney, that's ridiculous. These are public employees. This is a public process. People should definitely be allowed to take notes. You are allowed to take notes. You are allowed to ask questions. Don't take this garbage from these election officials. No matter what they tell you, you're allowed to do this. You're not required to just stand there like,